How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Games Over Explained. I am officially addicted to Rogue Tower. I've been playing this game a lot, and I wanted to get back to it because I've gotten a lot of improvements, and I feel like I've gotten better at the game. So let's go ahead and jump in. As you can see here, my current record is 44, which is somewhat depressing because the last round is 45, and I can't seem to break through, but that's all right. We're going to give it a good run today. All right, so the first thing I should go ahead and note is I have installed mods. However, the only mod I have installed is this little handy button here. I was exploring the world of mods that are available for this game, and incredibly, somebody fixed the fact that there's no way to fast forward. It's a huge oversight in the game. I really hope that they add it vanilla one day, but for the time being, this is what we have to work with. So let's go ahead and grab some ballista to start with. I'm going to drop them here next to this house and make sure that we get this gold bonus. And then I'm just going to set all these to near death and most health. And really, these are our last line of defense, but it should get us going. Let's fast forward. Ooh, that's nice. All right, so we should be able to keep the flow going now. Wow, we got a crazy draw on this. 4 different kinds of towers, mana bank, and fortification. You know, I really like the flamethrower, and I think I'm gonna go with that immediately since I got it on the first draw. So let's grab that and let it go one more time. And I'm thinking, yep, you should be able to handle these guys pretty quick. Beautiful. All right. So our next draw is going to be either probably, ooh, I really like the shredders. These things are awesome. They rip through enemies like crazy. However, I don't know that I want to expand our cards that far. The issue that I have found in this game is that if you pull, say, a tower card, it's going to add the next line of cards into your deck. And so as you progress, if you have a ton of towers, you end up being in a situation where maybe you're not quite getting to where you want to go in the hierarchy of the cards. And I will put up a graphic here where you can see what the actual, hierarchy of the cards looks like and what I'm talking about. You take one and you keep going down the line. So I think for now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab the heavy shafts, which is just going to improve our ballistas. I try to focus heavy on what I call kinetic weapons, which don't rely on mana, which is pretty much the ballista and the mortar, unless you upgrade them to rely on mana. So the first thing I want to do is I want to grab most armor, most shield, most health, and then I'm going to have this one do the opposite. Most shield, most armor, most health. Let's go ahead and let it run. We're sniping them like crazy. Ooh, they're getting a little close. That's all right. We're good. We're good. All right. So our next card draw, as you can see, I'm getting one every turn now. It's a huge improvement over where I was at the first time that we played, and I'm really happy about it. It makes this game a lot easier when you're actually getting good card draws every single time. So I'm thinking that we should probably go ahead and get Pyro. Ew, but we could get Nitric Acid, which gains 1 damage to armor. I don't want to send the mana bank back into the deck because there's always that chance that we're not going to get it again, and we are going to need it in the later game. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and grab it. I'm really hesitant to not have it, especially since we haven't pulled mana siphons yet. It just kind of puts us in a position where we really need to make sure that we have a path forward on mana. I'm going to go ahead and maximize our gold here. We're going to do the same thing, most health, most armor, most shield. And then we're going to reverse it over here, most shield, most armor, most health. And then this one's going to target most armor, most health, most shield. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and run the next one. This fast forward thing is going to be dangerous because I'm not going to be able to react quite fast enough in the future if something goes crazy on us. So we do have the option to do a mine, and that does improve our maximum health as well as gives us a chance to heal. My base health is 17 at this point, which is pretty good. I think so. We're going to grab sorcery though, which regenerates 1% of our maximum mana per second. And as we build mana banks later, that will scale quite nicely. So we're going to go ahead and grab that now, introduce that to the deck. I think I'm going to be more comfortable on 2 from here on out. And we do have a pretty good choke point here, so I want to go ahead and drop our flamethrower. And of course, we're going to set this to most armor, and then most health after that, and most shield. Let's go ahead and expand. and it should start torching these guys. Now we're gonna, oof, that's rough that we gotta split again. But it is what it is. So we do have, wow, another really good draw. We have Mana Siphon available to us and Sorcery too. I really want to grab Mana Siphon. I think we're gonna grab Mana Siphon. Let's grab that. And the reason I want Mana Siphon is it's just kind of a low-cost alternative to mana banks. Eventually, right now, we're doing okay on mana, but as you can see, the flamethrower did dent, and I am going to want to put another flamethrower down over here. So what we're going to do is put a flamethrower down there, and we're just going to target the exact same thing. Most armor, most health, then most shield. Yep, okay, making sure that matches. And then I want to go ahead and grab some ballista and pop them over here just next to our house so we can continue to gain some gold bonuses. And then we've just gone ahead and set that up so that they are all targeting different targets. So let's go ahead and do an expand. I want to get an idea of where we're at on our mana consumption. Yeah, we're good right now. It'll be a problem in the future for sure. This might be a problem now. Maybe we're all right. We're all right. They are getting super close though. We need to invest a little more heavily, I think, on our general DPS, because I think right now we're not really doing a ton of damage. I wish it hadn't split so early, and that way he didn't have this long straightaway. I'm gonna have to build a lot of ballista here, I think, to really be effective. So let's go ahead and let's see. The +1 damage to shields is actually really good, but I think I want to increase our ballista. The flamethrowers are really great just for kind of getting some damage on and making your enemies a little more melty. But I think that investing in these kinetic weapons is not a terrible idea. So let's just drop 3 of these boys up here. And then I've just gone and configured those. That way they are targeting the right people. And man, we already have another house here. We have another gold farm. I guess that's one way of calling taxation. Let's go ahead and, oh, what a terrible draw. We are really having some rough times with the RNG here. We're going to probably want to expand this one out a little bit just to give us some breathing room, because holy smokes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entrances already, and we're on level 7. Absolutely insane. Well, it is what it is. I don't want to complain about it too much. I do, however, want to increase our damage to armor, nitric acid. And I guess I will, let's see, we don't even have the gold for the flamethrower. So let's go ahead and expand one of these, try and give us some breathing room. Probably should have done that one over there. Yeah, now we're going to get a lot of bunching, but we do have this really good little death alley here. So I think that's going to keep us covered for the foreseeable future. Oh no, mortars. Mortars and shredders are 2 of my favorite towers. My big 4 I go for obviously is ballista, because we get those. I try to always get flamethrower if I can, the frost tower, the shredder, and the mortar, and that combination is kind of supreme. It works incredibly effectively. I'm thinking that we'll probably go ahead and do that. I really do want sorcery too, but I think we'll get it again. Actually, let's hold off on mortars, because I don't actually know how effective they're going to be with how this map is laid out. It really depends on where this tower goes. Nope, let's go for it. We're going to get mortars. I'm going to make a call in the field here. I do want to try and get a couple ballista over here, but I don't want to invest all of our money in it, because then you're just spending to make money, which, you know, I don't know the stats on it. So I think our next move is going to be hitting this expand here and just try to keep backing these guys up. I am hoping it won't be too tragic for us. We've got some ballista here to start firing off. As long as that flamethrower keeps doing its job over there, we should get enough burn on our enemies to make them super melty. Oh man, we got the frost keep too. I'm going to kind of blitz our towers, and it's probably not going to pay off in the end for us, but that's okay. We're going to do our best to keep everything under control. And what I use the frost towers for is I try to always pair them with our flamethrower, and that just applies slow to the fastest enemy coming through here, which of course coupled with the flamethrower means that we can get them a little more melty, which is kind of what we want. So I do want to stage these. I'm going to go ahead and expand the one further, and we're going to hope for the best here. I think we're doing all right. It's really hard to tell. I've played this game so many times now that I tell myself, yeah, I'm doing great, and I'll do horrible. And then there's other times where I'm like, man, I'm really not doing well, and then I just knock it out of the park. So it's really hard to judge where you're really at. So this is an interesting selection here. Lifesteal is extremely useful because every enemy killed regenerates 1% max mana, which really helps our bottom line, which of course is starting to take a hit. We are going to want to start using mana siphons, which of course we don't have any shortage of resources at this moment. We will start digging into mana banks in the future when we no longer have the resources to siphon, or if I just want to bump up our maximum amount of mana in general. So that's a really good draw. Shredder obviously is a weak point for me. I adore the Shredder. I actually think it would be supremely useful on this map because it kind of extends beyond its range, and with these good straightaways like this, you can really inflict some serious pain. Kill him with fire, we can take it or leave it right now. It does increase our maximum burn, but I'm not terribly concerned about that. As far as Sorcery 2 goes, man, that's another good one. Both of these are excellent long game. I do want to add bleed damage, or we could take the poison sprayer, but I'm not really interested in it. I don't recommend combining more than one sprayer. You will destroy your mana faster than, you can blink. So I try to stick to one and then just kind of augment everything else. So for instance, using the flamethrower, I'll try to add bleed damage to the ballista, and then I'll add like poison to the mortars if I get the opportunity to. So I think on this go, I think we're going to go with the lifesteal because I really think that's a good one. I think we're going to be tainting our card draw a little bit, but I don't think it'll be that bad. So I do want to go ahead and plop another ballista up here. Let's see, we had most health, and did I set these both in most health? Whoops. All right, let's adjust that real quick. All right, so that's fixed. I think we're good there. I could add another one, but I really think ideally, man, it'd be nice to put, let's see what we can do. Oh, I can't even do that. Oh, shoot. All right, let's go ahead and let it run, and we're gonna hope for the best here. I wanna see what the range is gonna be on this guy. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. All right, we'll do that. Add another flamethrower. And that should be able to target both of these areas, and then eventually we'll drop like a frost tower on either side. And I think that'll be a good way to go. We're gonna go ahead and add napalm just to make our flamethrowers a little more effective. We are a flamethrower-centric rogue tower player. So I think, I actually think we're okay. Let's go ahead and try one more. I'm gonna do over here just to push them back. We are getting close to, oh, that one's split again. We're gonna have to reinforce this area. That's gonna be a problem for us. Luckily, we have the ballista back here that kind of catches our back line. Of course, he's going to break open. This will be a good test for us. Let's see. Oh, that's cleared. I'm pretty good. Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. Let's go ahead and grab Sorcery 2. It keeps coming up. I want it. It's useful. And I don't see anything else that really, floors me. So I think we're just tempting fate by not getting any more sorcery. We do have the funds and the motivation to get a frost tower put up here. We're going to target our fastest enemy, and then I am going to put this flamethrower up here, which actually is going to catch a little bit of that other side, but I think that's all right. We should find out in the near future, though. I'm thinking we should expand. Let's see, it's level 12, so expand this one, expand this one. Yeah, let's do that. We'll expand over here first and let this flamethrower try and roast these guys a little bit. Our second wave of flamethrower is hitting. Yeah, cleared with just flamethrowers over there. Excellent, excellent. That's exactly what we want to see. I think that's a good run. I think it's a great start. We're going to keep burning these guys up. Yep, all right. So let's see, what's our next purchase? I really like the radar, but it's really overpriced for how effective it is. I think this is one of those that if you get it out early in the game and start compounding it really quick, then it could probably be a very, very valid run. I've only used it to augment a couple of times my other builds, and it works all right. It basically just puts a plane out there that can kind of fly around in a massive range to be able to fire at enemies, and it is quite effective, but I don't know that I would rely on it. So right now, I don't think it's of use to us. I think I probably want to go with Enchanted Bolts. We could get the university early, but I think we'll get that eventually. Let's go ahead and do this. So we're still doing all right over here. We have a good opportunity to put another flamethrower there. I think if we put another flamethrower, we're going to want to start augmenting our mana because we are kind of burning through it pretty quickly. We are getting crazy gold though, which is excellent. Oh, perfect. Poison bolts. Let's take that. We're not even going to look at anything else. We do want jagged heads. Yeah, we're going to go with poison first, and then we'll do bleed. And that's just so we can kind of continue to augment our status effects, because I think those are important. I am going to drop another flamethrower up here, but before we hit go, I'm going to start improving our... Did that backwards. I'm going to start improving our mana, because it's going to be important for us in the future, especially as we're investing more in these mana-driven towers. I think it's going to be extremely important for us to be able to kind of get that going. So we are going to drop another flamethrower up here. We are investing heavily in flamethrowers. They are going to get really expensive really fast. We might start mixing it up, put some mortars in here at some point. What I'd really like to do is put a frost keep on either side of this, since it's a three-way. I think that would be an ideal scenario for us. However, we don't have the funds for it. It is level 15. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just go ahead and plop a ballista. Not a ballista, a mortar over here. And we're just going to have it target armor, and then health, and then shield. And I'm going to bump the shield up a couple of times. That's pretty effective. I think our next move is going to be to expand here, and it's the Oogie round, so here he comes. A little nervous about Oogie. I'm not sure if we have the ability to actually deal enough damage fast enough. So what I'm actually going to do is start front-loading some ballista over here, because these are never going to be not useful. Over time, they're just going to become increasingly more useful, so we might as well put them there. We'll kind of go back and figure out what they should target once we get past Oogie, assuming we get past Oogie. We can drop one more. Let's do that. Just really invest. Yeah, we're good. This is kind of what I envisioned for this area, this little straightaway. We'll probably mix it up a little bit and add some more towers in there. That way it will continue to keep things fresh for us. But I do want to go ahead and upgrade our damage to health. Yeah, that sounds good. That's a good draw. Let's see what our treasure chests are. So we do have Flaming Bolts 1, which will add some burn to us, or we can add Conductive Snow, which adds more damage to shields for the Frost Keeps. Probably going to go with the Flaming Bolts. Just keep really stacking up our damage for the Ballista. Lifesteal 2, we're taking that. Excellent, excellent. That's exactly what we want. I did kind of burn a hole in our pockets on that one. I do want to target a lot of most health here, just because we want to try and get the health down before they hit these guys, which will be near death. I am going to switch these two to near death as well, because I want to thin numbers as much as humanly possible as they're coming through here. So the idea is that we're going to basically bludgeon them to death here with ballistas, and then once they get over here, we'll have some more near death, ballista added down the line, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us really going. We're going to set you to most armor. All right, that should be good. Yeah, you're not set up either. I think that should be everyone. Yes? Yes. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and run it, because we don't have really enough gold to be super effective. I mean, I could plop into the mortar somewhere if we really wanted to, but I don't think it's going to be ideal. And then we'll put our Frost Keeps over here. Let's go ahead and start expanding this area. So far, we're looking okay. We have really bad RNG on this one. This map is a mess. Not what I prefer, to be honest with you, but luckily, I mean, once these guys can focus on one target, they can knock them down. I mean, they just shred through these guys. Normally these ghosts or zombies are a pretty big issue, but I think as long as we're clearing them pretty quick, yeah, that looked good. So let's take a look. Let's grab our jagged heads now, just to keep doubling down on our bonus damage, because I think that's going to be really important. We're going to grab our frost keeps and plop them here. This is just a major issue with this game, is that there's like a tower right there. There's like maybe 1 pixel somewhere that I can find a way to place this. We may not be able to put it where I want it. We may have to put it over here, which is fine. Let me back that off a little bit, really close. We're gonna go with our fastest and fastest, and eventually we'll add a couple more flamethrowers over here. This will be a really good area to melt armor, hopefully shields in the future as well. But for now, I think we are good. So let's expand one more time this way. And our mortar missed its first shot. That's good. That's awesome. We are going to add more mortars. I really am a big fan of the mortars because they can kind of do what I call pot shots, which is basically just damage for the sake of damage at long distance, which is really what we need. So here we go on trying to wear these guys down. I'm getting a little nervous about this lad here. He's doing pretty good. I think we'll add another ballista here just to give us a little extra. And really, that's a good place for a shredder. So maybe we'll get rid of that at some point and add a shredder there. Maybe. We'll see if we can get our hands on shredders. So we are going to go ahead and add, let's start beefing. Nope, I'm going to grab nitric acid too, because that's more damage to armor, and that's really useful. I do want to go ahead and set this up. All right, so we have 1,300 gold. We have our frost keeps over here. I think this is a good place for a mortar because it will catch these guys and these guys and these guys and anyone that's traveling in either of these paths. And I like to get the mortars out sooner rather than later so they can start leveling naturally. You'll notice that I haven't invested a lot in leveling yet. I tend to not to unless I really, like, down the line, I feel the need to. So currently, I feel like we're doing okay on leveling. This mortar here is going to be an investment in the future. I think that's going to pan out at some point. So let's expand this way. I'm trying to keep this spaced, but I'm losing track of how far everything is from each other. So we'll have to kind of take a look at that and see how we look. And what I mean by that is, have I expanded X amount of times over here? Well, I want to do X plus 1, X plus 2, X plus 3, and X plus 4, right? That way it stages out the enemies naturally instead of having to worry about them getting all bunched up, because bunching really kind of tricks these ballista and some of our other towers, which it helps when you've staged out how they fire, you know, with the most health, most armor, most shield. That's extremely helpful, but it doesn't always work super well. So I think we'll probably go with concussive shells. That's just going to expand our mortar's abilities, which is useful to us. I'm going to probably plot this guy over here. Like I said, I just really like getting these mortars up and running as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and start the next one. And so far, I think we're doing all right. I am going to put it on turbo mode because I'm feeling pretty confident. I am going to hover my mouse over the fast forward option, though. Holy smokes, our gold is skyrocketing. Our mana is not doing well, though. We really need to get that taken care of. I'm going to drop a few siphons down. We could go ahead and do banks, but siphons normally do the job pretty well up front. So let's see, incendiary rounds or EMP. I definitely want to start investing in shield because we're getting into the shield heavy enemies, and we are going to drop a few more mana siphons down. Now's the time to start really investing in those because we have the gold to do it. And at 100 gold a pop, you know, 400 per mana block, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. A good deal. It's free real estate. So let's drop a few. Oh wait, is it on the same level? It is not. All right, so I need to demolish that siphon. If it's not on the same level, it won't actually allow the mana siphons to work. Man, that's a really bad place for that too, because it's taking up 2+3s. We might end up tearing that down once we get more infrastructure built up. I'm pretty happy with 26 mana per second. I think that is solid. So I think what we will go ahead and do is add in, let's see, maybe we'll do another flamethrower over here. I'm having trouble figuring out what my priorities should be because we do have stuff just everywhere, which is really problematic. So let's go ahead and add another flamethrower here. Yeah, right here. And then we should be able to add armor, health, and shield. And let's go ahead and call it there. No. Let me put one more mortar in. I love my mortars. I want them to be ever present in our strategy. So let's expand. Oh, another double. Good thing we put that flamethrower there. That should help substantially. We do have some stuff coming through. Oh, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Oh, no. Okay, so we need to invest a little heavily in a shield because those guys all had shield, and that was very upsetting. Little early to start losing health, but we could grab a mine and kind of prolong our existence. That might not be a terrible idea. Let's do that. I am gonna just put down a couple of these, nothing super significant, just to give us. It helps because it heals, like right when you place the mine down, which is really nice. So I think the next thing we could probably do, honestly, it wouldn't hurt to have more frost keeps, but they aren't. They're really slow for firing, so they only target certain enemies. And where you saw there, the super fast ghosty boys just zoom right by them, which is a problem for us. We don't want them to get by. So I'm going to go ahead and put another frost tower over here. And of course, we're nowhere close to being able to afford a flamethrower. So we're just going to put some plain old ballista. I say some, but I can only afford one. And we're just going to put shield, then armor, then health. And now is the time where I start investing in our towers. Not much, because we don't have a ton of money, but we have enough to help a little bit, so we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and expand this out. I really hate the way the map generated on this one. Not to point fingers, you know, at the map, because I'm sure there's better ways I could be optimizing here. These guys are so fast. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me see. We're just not getting through their shield. I think we need to line this with frost towers to support this ballista. I think that's going to be the move. Just let them buzz through. I suppose I could drop some more ballista back here. That's another issue we're having, is that there's just not really a lot of coverage back here. I just hate spending money on the back line because it's kind of just a panic area, but we'll do it. I actually want this to be near death. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Same with you. So really only the super fast ghosts are a major problem for us. We are going to go ahead and add gas shells. I think that's going to be useful. And then I'd really like to see more frost keeps. I can only really afford one. We'll put it on this high point here. Target the fastest. The issue is that they hit haste when they come around this corner, and then it's kind of low resistance from there. So we're really putting a lot of work on our frost towers for that because of that straightaway. Like I said at the beginning, where this kind of split here, and then you just have this straight shot down with no serpentine movements or anything like that. But it's kind of problematic. Go ahead and expand here. Where are these ghosts at? There they are. Yeah, so this is a good investment, targeting most shield. And I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing. And presumably we survive this. It should help. And then I'm also gonna kind of come through here and try and add some shield damage to some of these guys. I think that's gonna be substantially helpful. There we go. Just keep beefing up this back line, since right now we're relying on it so heavily. Our mana's doing pretty good so far. I mean, we could probably use a little more in terms of mana siphons. Go ahead and drop a couple over here just to keep our numbers up. Let's fast forward this a little more. We should be able to go to 3 here, I think. I'm feeling pretty confident there. All right. So we cleared, and we're still doing okay on our health. So let's see what our options here are. I do want to continue to double down on concussive shells. However, we have way more ballista, so in terms of dealing more damage, enchanted bolts is the way to go, because we are dealing with a substantial amount of shielded enemies, and I think it's going to be really useful for us. So I do want to continue to reinforce this corner, since we are seeing a ton of enemies come through that are high shield, and we'll just we'll go with it, because I think, you know, really at this point we're just trying to deal more damage, and of course we're out of gold again, so we don't have much choice other than to go ahead and expand, which we're going to do over here. And then we have our fast boys that are kind of zipping through. It looks like the ghosts are not getting quite enough damage. I was hoping that they would be, but I'm not feeling great about these. We're going to continue to take damage, unfortunately. Oh man, that's a mess coming through here. Let's drop one of these and drop one of these, and you should target fastest. You should target, we'll have everything do near death basically. And then hopefully we can get enough damage on some of these guys to get rid of them. Yeah, all right. Oh, this is a bit of a tenuous run. I'm not super thrilled with how we've done so far. We could do mana bolts, which is very useful and could change our game. It's a bit of a Hail Mary, because we're going to basically want to turn around and invest every penny we have into mana for a little bit. We're going to do that because I've not really done it a ton before, and it's going to just wear out our mana reserves. So let's spend the remaining gold that we do have on mana siphons, because we're really going to need that in the very near future. This guy only has one available spot, so we'll grab that. All right, let's go ahead and run it, and I think we'll see if we do better. I don't want to speculate here. I do know that mana bolts will change the name of the game for you, and really it's going to affect this area here where we've just really heavily invested in our ballista. Oh, it is smoking our mana though. Holy smokes. I think it might be time for mana banks. Let's just shop a couple here. I want to make sure that we have enough mana to get through this. Just do 2 for now. I think 1 got through? No, they didn't. Wow. Whew, we got really close though, I bet. So now's the time to go ahead and do savings account, because that's just going to continue to increase our mana bank's capabilities for us, which is extremely important. And now we are in the invest heavily in ballista phase. What I really need to do is get this corner down. So we're going to put 1 there for now, and probably 1 here, because that'll affect both sides, which is really just trying to be more efficient with our money at this point, because we don't have a ton of cash flow. And we don't have a ton of health either, which is quite concerning. So we're gonna do this, drop one of these boys up here, and then let's expand. Oh, here comes Zombie Oogie. This might be it. I have not invested well so far, and I am more than happy to admit that. So we're gonna let it run, see how we do. If Zombie Oogie makes it all the way, then it's an instant loss anyway. This is cleaning up pretty nicely here. I'm actually pretty pleased with what I'm seeing. I think we could probably use a couple more ballista here. We'll just have them target near death. I just want to really wipe as much as we can. So here comes the concerning part, and that's because we're not dealing a ton of damage anymore. So let's drop this. All right, there we go. Whew. Incredible. I can't believe we pulled that out. I thought for sure that was it. But you know, we got lucky, I guess. I'm not really sure. Let's go ahead and add EMP2. I want to really keep doubling down on our shield damage. I also think adding burn to the mortars isn't the worst idea. We don't have a ton of mortars. Now's a good time to go ahead and start investing in these a little more again. It's because we want to wear out our enemies, and you can see that their damage multipliers are crazy. I mean, it's 207 versus 187. And so they're pretty good at wearing down enemy shields, assuming that, you know, you have a clump together. It works even better. Since we know this is likely a portal, I'm going to set this over here. And I might just put another one down here in a minute once we get enough gold for it. Either this is a portal where it turns this way. Oh, it turns that way. Okay, well, that's all right too. Because this mortar is still going to kind of hold this area down for us a bit. I'm still not confident that this is the 45 run. I think we'll probably find that there's some challenges to getting there with this build. But we will give it our best shot here. I'm going to continue to add some ballists to this area because I think it's useful to us, especially with some of these enemies that are coming through here. Oh my goodness. Can I add a frost keep over here? You think that'd be useful? That's a panic purchase right there. We're down to 4 health, down to 2. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we might be investing heavily in mines at this point. So let's find some more iron to mine. All right, so I am not feeling good about this. We didn't really have that much gold to start with. I spent all of our gold on mines in the hope that we were going to recover a bunch of health, and we'll find out what happens. I'm not feeling 100% on this though. I am going to try and drop some ballista down. I'm not even going to configure them. I just need DPS at this point. Anything I can do to increase our DPS at this corner is ideal, either on this corner or in this stretch here. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Just put another flamethrower down when in doubt. I do need a mana bank really bad. Yep, there it is. Oh no, we survived with 2. We're just scraping by. I'm gonna take this fortification 1 just because I really want to try and keep myself alive here. I'm not sure how effective it's going to be at this point, but we're gonna give it a go. So I am gonna put another ballista there. I think, locking down pretty much from here down to here is going to be our best investment, and I honestly think that's where I messed up. If you disagree or you agree, leave a comment. I'd love to hear it, because I honestly think I should have invested heavier on this stretch, knowing that it's the centralized point. But let me know what your thoughts are. We're going to go ahead and expand one more time this way. And of course, now we have universities, or an occult shrine to use a university on, but I don't think we're going to get to that point. I think this is probably one of our last hurrahs here. We're just going to keep slamming down ballista over here as best we can. I'd like to increase the DPS of this side a little bit. I think that's useful to us as soon as I can get the gold, because we really need this to just like hit them hard. Yeah, we're losing more. All right, that was okay. Oh my gosh, we can get mana bolts too. We're gonna do it. That's probably a mistake. And instead of investing in more ballista, I am going to buy a mana bank. And then can I find 3 mana siphon areas? I can. We're gonna put one here, and one here. And that's gonna put us at 40 gold. And we're gonna hit expand, and we're gonna put one here. In an ideal world, this is going to not completely destroy our mana, but I have a really sinking feeling that it is. There's a lot of enemies coming. Oh my god, it's tanking our mana. I knew this was a bad idea. I said it multiple times, but all I can really do now is watch. I've made my choice, and there it is. That was a terrible run. 28 levels. Well, at least you guys see that, we've kind of been improving, and honestly, I enjoyed having the fast forward slider. Hopefully we'll be able to move a little quicker on a future episode. So that's gonna be it. I really enjoy this game so far, and I hope you did too. If you did, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I release new videos. So that's gonna do it for this episode. This was Games Over Explained, playing Rogue Tower, and we'll see you next time.